I'll say it's about 30 degrees right now. Could be. I wasn't really checking the weather. All I knew is I just wanted to be outside for a little bit, clear my mind, and make a video. That's all I've been thinking about the whole week, making a video. I promise you. And it feels good because it feels like I'm having maybe like a slight obsession with it. I don't know if it's because I spent the money on this camera or I'm just tapped in that creative mode again. I don't know. But it feels like another page in the book. Something about this weather though, man. I just love it. It's the type of weather I like, and I'm from Miami, Florida. You know, I'm so used to thunderstorms, hurricanes, or whatever. But I had a chance to move away to the Pacific Northwest, and this weather, I don't know, it just took something out of me, man. It just, in a good way, it just made me feel good, you know? Some people complain about the gloominess and it's cold, and I think that's all a mindset. I think something about this weather is spiritual. I kind of revert back to those times sometimes, and even in the last video, I'm like, never revert back to your past self, but you can't help but to think about times that made you feel good, right? It was a chapter. Everything is a chapter, a sentence, a period. Life is just full of grammatical errors, man. I'm telling you. It's so good. It's so good. So good. If you think of it, it's so good. Life is so good. Everything has a reason. And I was talking to my friend, and we often talk about this. The past couple of years, we had like little goals of like what we want to do, where we want to be, and some people may want to be just filthy rich. Some people may want to be super creative. They don't care. They want to level up in their career. You know, everybody has goals. You know, I got a small goal for me, man. I want to be an awesome storyteller, and I say that just because I grew up around some awesome storytellers. I just wasn't able to translate that into my DNA yet. You know, so and I think storytelling is just, it's just telling life in cycles, man. Or whatever it is for you to be able to relate to people. And at this point in my life, I'm all about building relationships and keeping good people around me. And in order to do that, sometimes you gotta have a good story to tell, man. That can show your wisdom and maturity or whatever. Because I met a lot of people that's older than me. That's not mature, you know. I'd rather be around folks like that. So for me to have that connection, that spiritual connection, man, it's really good. Even in just indigenous cultures, you know, even how we got started as human beings, like storytelling is what it is, man. It tells you about spirituality, man. It really does if you connect it with people. That's just for me. I could be rambling on, but I just think, man, everything has its purpose, man. Everything. And just like stories, like I said, every sentence has its purpose. Every paragraph does, and each chapter does, and life is just in chapters. And sometimes we don't accept that, our chapters in life, you know. Sometimes we really struggle to do that. You know, you can't expect, some chapters may be having the main character winning, going above and beyond, and doing great things. And then the next chapter, he could be underwater, drowning, dying. And that could be some representative, some people in their lives in a certain year. It could be tragedy after tragedy, down times after down times. You know, a lot of those things can happen. But the next year you might be up. You know, if you believe and then you know that life is in chapters, it's a cycle, as above, so below. It has to be balanced out. And once you know those things, man, you start to master how you should be moving in life. You got to be able to be good with it, and good without it, man. Like, life is just so good like that, so simple like that. You know, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot of quiet time. It takes a lot of really digging deep and asking questions and like Lego playing with your mind, you know, like taking out all the pieces and looking at things in a different angle and realizing like, oh, this is where I'm at, and accepting the chapter. The chapter for me last year or the year before that, 2023 for me, I moved from, like I said, I was the Pacific Northwest. I moved from there. I moved to New Mexico, and then I moved to Texas. Like I moved a lot. I became a father. I started 2 brand new jobs. It was a lot of change, but in my mind, my spirit, I knew that this was just a chapter. I got to get through each paragraph. I got to get through each sentence, through each word. And that's mastery, you know, if you know it. So right now my life is, I keep it simple. Straight up. And, you know, in order to get to the next chapter in your life, man, you gotta have to write. You gotta have to expect the highs and the lows. And you gotta keep going. Straight up. That's just it, man. That's how I live my life. I keep it simple. I'm outside and it's 29 degrees outside. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm having a mocktail. You know, I'm chilling. I'm good. So, hey man, write your chapter. Know where you are and accept it. And just live life. Keep it simple. Yeah.